Are we just putting cucumber slices on a collapsing society? Can taking 10 minutes to breathe in a lavender-scented candle actually rewire your brain? Now, they say that self-care is the cure for everything, from burnout to bad moods to that emotional hole that you've been filling with iced coffee and denial. Self-care is everywhere. On mugs, on t-shirts, on influencer timelines next to suspiciously aesthetic bubble baths. But in the real world, your world, it's messier. A lot messier. So today we're asking, does self-care actually do anything for your mental health? Or is it just feel-good fluff disguised as healing? It's complicated. Welcome to Soulfolk. Self-care sounds great until you try to actually do it. Suddenly, resting feels like laziness and saying no feels like betrayal. You lie down for a nap and your brain is like, cool. Now, let's think about that one time in 2014 when you said something weird at a party. You remember? And let's not forget the guilt. Right? You try to take a walk and drink your water and all of a sudden it's, am I doing enough self-care? Should I be journaling more mindfully? Is this productive rest? Now, some of us weren't taught self-care. We were taught survival. We were raised on hustle, caffeine, and emotionally repressed ancestors who said things like, you're not depressed, you're just tired. So yeah, there's some baggage there. Now let's unpack it. Self-care isn't a one-size-fits-all. There's the physical kind, which is sleep, movement, nutrition, and hydration. Also known as eat food, drink water, touch grass. Then there's emotional self-care. Setting boundaries, crying without apologizing, or finally blocking that person who only texts you when Mercury is in retrograde. Then we have social self-care. Hanging out with people who don't drain your soul like emotional vampires at a brunch buffet. According to research, regular self-care lowers cortisol, your stress hormone. It boosts serotonin and dopamine, your brain's little mood DJs. And it improves resilience, also known as the emotional bounce back that keeps you from having a full existential crisis every time someone leaves you on red. But here's the catch. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Scrolling TikTok with a sheet mask on is not wrong. But if you're using it to avoid your feelings, that's not self-care. That's emotional limbo with exfoliation. Now, let me tell you about a client of mine, Talia. She's a single mom, working 2 jobs and always tired. And for her, self-care was a bit of a joke. Something rich people did with houseplants and matching athleisure. But then one day she set a timer for 10 minutes. She sat in her car after work. She breathed and she let herself feel. Not fixing anything, not numbing anything, just feeling. It became a ritual. Her sacred 10 minutes. No spa, no scented candles, just silence, breathing, and space to exist. And a year later, she told me that it didn't change everything for her, but it did remind her that she still existed, and that she had actually forgotten that. Now, that's the power of self-care done right. It doesn't solve your life, but it does remind you that you actually have one. And if you need a place to start, try one of these absolutely real, completely achievable, Soulfolk approved self-care tactics. Schedule a rage walk. You don't have to be okay. You just have to keep walking and, dramatically remove your jacket when the feeling hits. Make no a full sentence and say it with the confidence of a toddler in a Batman outfit. Pet something soft, a dog, a blanket, or your own head while whispering, "You're doing amazing, sweetie," like a low-budget Kris Jenner. Turn your phone on Do Not Disturb and pretend you're on a silent retreat in your living room, in your pajamas, with some Oreos. Drink a glass of water like it's holy wine and you're blessing your dehydrated emotional swamp of a soul. Lie on the floor. No context, just lie there. You're grounding, you're mysterious, you're giving drama character. But self-care won't fix your trauma, your job, or your terrible landlord. But it will soften the edges and remind your nervous system that you are safe. And it makes it just a little easier to keep showing up as a human in progress. What's the one thing you do that feels like tiny rebellion against burnout? And drop it in the comments down below and help us build the most unhinged self-care menu ever. And if you want more wisdom in mental health, then follow me, subscribe, and go drink some water, scream into a pillow, and romanticize your emotional healing like it's an indie film. You deserve it.